Alrighty, it's your boy Zxous, and we're back with another Goddess of Victory Nikke video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to build and what to prioritize for CENTI, because that's been requested heavily since the Modernia and Scarlet ones I've done. I do plan on doing this for all characters, so if there's a character you want me to do next, just leave it down in the comments. And also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the audio and the quality of the audio has changed. Right, I assume this is supposed to be like the best one ever for the Blue Yeti microphone that I do have. So if it is better, definitely let me know in the comments down below. You guys will no longer hear my keyboard, my mouse, because I have it like filtered to where you don't even hear all that extra stuff. But yeah, make sure you guys subscribe and like if this video is helpful. If you want to join the Discord, the link is in the description. And if you want to become a member for the channel to support your boy, you can always click the join button right beside my name or the link in the description to become a member. But with all that out the way, let's get into the video. So CENTI is a fan favorite character. She's not a pilgrim, but she is a fan favorite character because of how good she is, right? I would say CENTI is the best burst 2 unit in the game, easily. Even though she doesn't really bring that much in terms of damage, I want to say she is still going to be the best burst 2 character in the game, just because how the game works, the game mechanic works, and then also how she works. So let me go over her skills real quick and explain how she works to you guys. So essentially, what she really shines for is her second skill here. Creates a shield equivalent to, at level 5 here, 4.6% of the caster's max HP, which protects all allies from damage that lasts for 5 seconds. Now, how this game works with shields is, usually, I guess, in other games, when you have a shield, it will just, I guess, take a certain percent of the damage and then the rest would overlap onto your HP, right? So let's say I had a shield for the capacity of 500k and my max HP was 1 million, right? But the boss did a total of 1 million to me. I would just take 500k of my HP because the extra 500k was absorbed through the shield. In this game, it's different. If I have a shield capacity of 1 and the boss does 1 million damage, rather than it taking 1 damage out of the 1 million from the boss, the shield just breaks and the damage gets nullified up into 1 damage, basically. Now, that works and that protects all allies. The reason why this is good is because this procs every other 3 to 4 seconds the whole game. That's very broken. If you have a mechanic like that, this procs for 1 hit every 4 to 3 seconds because it lasts for 5 seconds. It's a total of 9 seconds. But if you take a look at her first skill, it actually lowers the cooldown of the skill 2 by a certain percentage, which is just taking either a second or 2 off, which makes it 3 to 4 seconds every other 3 to 4 seconds. I think for me right now, based on my setup here, on my level skill upgrades here, it's every 3 seconds, every other 3 seconds it will proc. Very, very good. Or every 3 seconds it should proc. Right, it's a very, very good effect, right? Very, very good effect. And then she also does lower defense of 5 enemies with the lowest HP. Not really all that crazy, because in terms of mobs, they're gonna have that. Like, it's not gonna affect bosses if the boss has the mobs, but if there is a boss, only a boss, then that'll be a lot more, like, you know, useful. But essentially, when it comes to leveling up skills, the skill you want to level up probably the first skill you want to level up is her first skill, right? And the second skill is actually her burst skill. Now, the second skill, you actually don't need to level it up. You can, there's nothing wrong with it, but you don't need to level it up. And I'm gonna show you guys why, right? I've explained this multiple times, but the thing with CENTI, especially in endgame, is that no matter, even if you get her skills all to level 10 and her HP is like, my CENTI has a total of 1 million HP, the shield is still not going, it's only 6.3% of the caster's max HP. So actually, let me pull up my CENTI and I'll pull up the calculations for you guys. So if you take a look here, right, my CENTI has 1 million, right? 1 million and 50k HP, right? But with the calculations done, right, being 4.6 equivalent to the caster's max HP, the total shield capacity I will have, max capacity for me and my CENTI, is only 48k. Mobs hit higher than that, right? Mobs hit higher than that. Bosses will guaranteed break that. So essentially, it being at, I guess, let me pull it up, like level 10 numbers. All right, so if my skills were to be level 10 and I was to, you know, do it with the current HP I have, it would be times 3.38 and then divided by 100%, and the capacity would only be 67k, right? Basically 67k. That is not a lot. That's not a lot, especially in endgame. The damage will that anybody is breaking that. Anybody is breaking that. So essentially, you don't even, like, maybe in early game your HP is still not even going to be up that high, but definitely late game it's a skill that does not need to be upgraded, because nothing changes besides the capacity number going up, but it still doesn't equal up to an amount that is actually going to change anything, right? If you still get one-shotted, it does. A level 10 and level 1 will not change if the shield still has a low capacity to get one-shotted, essentially, right? So if, let's say at level 10, for example, let me pull this back up, right? 67k HP, or the shield capacity is 67k. If at level 1 it was 24k shield capacity, nothing would change, because at the end of the day it's still getting one-shotted. So it's kind of a waste of materials in my eyes to kind of upgrade the level 2 skill. Now I'm not saying you can't, right? Because obviously in endgame the bosses are not the only thing, but again, mobs do break that easily as well. So it's really up to you. I honestly think if when we get the reset skills, I am going to fix that, because it's just not necessary in my eyes. All you want to really do is upgrade the first skill so you can lower the cooldown and have that skill reactivate, because of how shields work in this game anyways. You're really just trying to nullify damage, not really increase the capacity, because it's not going to change anything really. And then the burst skill, because it actually does lower defense of enemies, right? At least 5 enemies with the lowest HP. So I would highly recommend skill order upgrade. Skill 1, burst skill, and then skill 2 is optional. That's something you don't need to, but if you want to, then by all means go ahead. In terms of her cube, now she is not a character who actually needs to have a specific cube, but because she is a rocket launcher character, she does have very, very good burst generation. So for the simple fact of that, you actually want to either give her resilience cube or wingman cube. The reason why I would say resilience cube is simply because reload speed, you're going to be reloading after your bullets or whatever, and then boom, you're going to actually, what's it called? How do I word this? You're actually going to basically build up your burst faster, right? By reloading quicker, you're going to be able to keep using bullets, all that stuff. And then wingman will just increase your capacity, your ammo capacity, right? Which is not going to be that bad for a rocket launcher, because again, she does burst. If you don't want to use any of that, you could always use a June tint as well. It increases charge speed. It makes it faster for her to just use her bullets when you're autoing, right? It's going to be a lot better in PvP too, but obviously you can use any of these 3 cubes. It really doesn't matter which one you use, because it's not like one of them makes it better. I would probably actually say a June tint maybe, just for the simple fact that it is charge speed, but resilience, wingman, or a June tint, it doesn't really matter which one. Those are just the 3 cubes you would want to use with her, because they actually benefit her in terms of burst generation the most. Now in terms of overload gear, now I don't have overload gear for her, but I have gear to be ready for overload. I always pull a Modernia because I have overload gear for her. In terms of the skill effect for overload gear, nothing changes really when you have overload gear or if you don't, right? Because she's not a character who really needs damage. But for her overload gear, you could give her increased max ammo capacity so you don't have to run wingman. It's as simple as that. That's gonna probably be her best, so that you can continue to, use the burst generation, like take advantage of burst generation with the max ammo capacity. You could have increased defense if you want. I don't really see the value in that, especially though, even though she's a tank, I honestly don't see the value in that. But if that's what you want, you can do that. But I would probably highly recommend increased ammo capacity, increased charge speed, and increased attack or charge damage, right? She's not a character who's really there to do damage. She's just there to kind of just generally support the team. So for here, you can really go max ammo capacity, increase attack, charge damage, charge speed, or defense. But I would highly recommend the ammo capacity and charge speed. Those 2 are probably a must. In the last one, you could choose charge damage if you want. You could choose attack if you want. Again, I don't really recommend defense, but you can go for that if you want as well, because I don't really feel like it's going to make that much of a difference. And then also for crit damage, if you want that as well, it's crit damage. But I would highly recommend ammo capacity and charge speed. The last one is between those ones that I mentioned, right? So yeah, I do think CENTI is a great character in this game. I do think CENTI is one of the better characters in this game, easily best burst 2 character, only because of how shields work in this game. If this shield didn't work how it, if this shield worked how it works in other games where it would overlap to your HP, she would be hot garbage. literally, because the equivalent is not good enough at all, right? But because how shields work in this game, and she's able to constantly spam that basically every 3 to 4 seconds after the first 9 seconds of it being activated, you're actually going to be cheesing a lot of content in the game. I don't know if you guys noticed, but in Modernia, for example, by using this skill in the second slot, whoever's in your fourth slot guaranteed keeps their shield when Modernia does her little beam thing in the beginning if you do not break the core in time, right? This girl, even Chatterbox, right? When Chatterbox does the punch to one enemy, her shield is up. That protects anybody who's ever, if the shield is up, whoever Chatterbox attacks, it does work for them as well. So it's literally, this is the definition of a cheese character of the game, right? But you guys let me know if you agree with me or not. It's fine if you don't. Of course, if you do, then you do. I just try to give you guys only facts, right? If you guys, let me know if you guys, what I want to know, if you guys agree with me with the skill thing. Do you guys agree with me with my comment on skill 2 not really needing to be upgraded, and why? If you do, if you do not, let me know. But it's going to be your boy Zxous. Let me know if the audio quality sounds a lot better, because I did try to make it more professional for you guys. I mean, I watch some videos and stuff like that. But, I mean, I didn't really watch videos. I mean, I already knew what those, we're not going to get into all that. But, yeah, make sure you guys subscribe and like. If you want to join the Discord, links in the description. And if you want to become a member to support your boy, click the join button or the link in the description to support your boy. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Later. Peace.